What's up, y'all? I took my longest break from YouTube since I started this channel about 2 years ago. I took a 1 month break, really because the lockout happened and there's literally zero baseball news, except for the one new thing that we're going to talk about today. But I really enjoyed making live baseball content during the playoffs, during this year's free agency and offseason, which was crazy until the lockout. And then yeah, I wasn't really motivated to make content about old baseball or like best player from each country and stuff like that. I really found myself enjoying just like reviewing trades and reviewing free agency signings, and there was just none of that. There was no new baseball news. So we're gonna try not to talk about the lockout. They've had meetings. They're trying to like talk and negotiate. It's not going well. I doubt the regular season starts on time. Hopefully we just don't miss too much. It's crazy because we also had a shortened 2020 season with COVID. Baseball's in a terrible spot right now. At the same point, baseball's in a great spot because we have so many players. We'll talk about that later on. So right now, the only new news is that there's going to be a universal DH in the National League. Great, no more pitchers hitting. Honestly, I don't watch too many National League games until the playoffs because I'm a Blue Jays fan. But yeah, pitchers hitting even the playoffs, cool. I mean, it brings more strategy into the game, but also like I'd rather see other guys hit instead of seeing a pitcher who's like 4 or 5 free outs a game. Anyways, some players that come to mind that would be really good DHs in the National League. Nicholas Castellanos definitely comes to mind as a free agent, especially. Dom Smith cannot play the field. The rest of the guys are kind of in the AL because that's where the DHs are. But now universal DH, that would be great. So what I kind of want to talk about is that baseball is in this weird space right now, whereas we're in this lockout. If you go back to the 90s, the steroid era saved baseball. Baseball was in this lockout. They were losing fans like crazy. It was at one of the lowest points. And then the steroid era came in. You had Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire going at it in the home run battle. And that's really what brought interest back to baseball. I hope something like that can happen for this season because we're losing a lot of fans during this lockout. Well, you see stuff like the NFL has some of its highest ratings ever in the playoffs. The NBA always has these crazy storylines. We just saw James Harden get traded for Ben Simmons. The one thing that's losing ratings is the Olympics, and I think that's kind of a mix because it's in Asia again, and there's no fans again because of COVID. So it feels similar to the Summer Olympics, which was also in Asia, and then it was just 6 months ago, so it doesn't quite have that novelty of every 4 years for the Winter Olympics and every 2 years for each Olympics. But yeah, I don't know what the viewing numbers for baseball is going to be like. So I was trying to think of some things that will bring baseball back to its most popular form, which was where it was at last year. We see stuff like MLB The Show games come out, and MLB The Show had its best like numbers. It was like a top 5 video game, which just never been. They got put on Xbox, they got put on PlayStation, now they're on Nintendo Switch. That's great. Honestly, I think they didn't do a bad job of marketing their players, but I can talk to a lot of my friends, and I live in Toronto, Canada, and they know all the big baseball. They know all the big basketball players, sorry. They know the hockey players. They even know a fair bit of football players. But if I tried to ask a lot of my friends, who do you think are the top 5 best players in the MLB are, I don't know how many really could name them, but they could all name the other 3 main sports. So I think it's just a matter of getting guys like Tatis and Soto and Acuna onto social media more. It's really a tough situation where they're at. What's the most popular social media form? It might be TikTok now, but really it has to be more than just MLB and MLB pages posting them, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't know. It's a tough situation that I have not found the conclusion to. I'm just kind of putting this out in the world. This is a full ramble. I know this video is not going to get many views because I haven't posted in a month. That's how the YouTube algorithm works. But I just want to get a video out. So yeah, what do you guys think is the best way for the MLB to get back on top after this lockout? That'll wrap up just a weird video, but it doesn't matter. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm out. Peace.